Welcome. So continuing with our third lecture, we'll be focusing on this section. Now here the questions mainly pertain to science and development and politics. Now the questions have been lengthy as we have already discussed. The first question talks about the genetic system. So the genetic medicines actually is a term which includes the gene therapy, the RNA based therapy, the antisense oligonucleotides and so on and so forth. So they do correct and compensate the faulty genes which are responsible for the disease, which is correct. Now, one of the very important thing is whenever the genetic material is there, it cannot actually enter the target cells on its own. So it requires some kind of mechanism to enter, and this is what is called as carrier. Now these carriers could be a engineered virus or a lipid nanoprotein nanoparticle. So again, this statement is correct. Now, the idea of genetic medicine is not to alter the DNA sequence. So it does not focus on altering the DNA sequence. The idea is actually to edit the intended section of the genome, and then the intended section of the genome, or it could be a transcript or a locus, and therefore make significant impact. So that is a very important aspect. Its idea is not to alter it by any means. So 1 and 2 on genetic medicine is correct. Now, I definitely don't have the full question here due to the fact that the languages have been long. The next question is on the LLM. Now, large language models, they assign the probability to possible next words or tokens. That is a very basic idea on which the LLM model works. So a token may be a word, a part of it, or a word unit which could be there. And this actually generates a probability of distribution to the next possible set of tokens, and therefore is very important aspect. The next is using mathematical optimizations to minimize the predictive errors is what LLM does. So LLM training involves mathematical optimization, and that is the basis for it, because only when the mathematical optimizations are done, then we can reduce the any kind of prediction errors, and the model can be adjusted repeatedly to bring in the similar results. However, it is always not necessary that it would produce an unbiased output, because the training is based on the social, cultural inputs, and therefore there can be biasness associated to it. There could be social biasness, cultural biasness, even political or factual biasness that exists. So 1 and 2 are definitely correct. 3 is not a correct option here. The next is which of the following regarding stealth technology is correct. Now stealth technology, as it says, it's a hidden technology. It reduces the ability to be detected by a radar or a signal or a acoustic signature. So which of the following statements are true? Small radar cross section and radar absorbing materials. So these are really correct, because they do actually stealth themselves because of the special shape or the edge connections that are done. They have this radar absorbing material which actually allows them to remain stealth or hidden. They are not exposed to the radar system, so that is correct. They may be detected using specific frequencies. Now this is very important. We have covered this case where we have focused on the recent warring nations and the technologies that we have used. So we had the series of 10 classes and we have covered this extensively there. The idea is stealth does not actually mean that there would be an absolute invisibility. They would be visible, but on certain frequencies. So if that frequency is identified, then the object may be definitely detected. So 2 is correct. The next one is the stealth coating or the metamaterial inspired designs are intended to reduce the scattering effect and not increase the scattering effect. So here the third option is incorrect. So 1 and 2 would be the correct options. The next is regarding the aircraft black boxes. Now which of the following statements are correct? So we have aircraft black box refers to the recent crash that had happened for the Air India plane, and this refers to a crash protected aircraft recorder which records all the happenings within the cockpit. Now modern aircraft usually have two recording systems. One is the cockpit voice recorder and the other is the flight data recorder. Now the question says that it records the cockpit voice and the flight data, so two recording systems, that's correct. And therefore it has all the data related to the altitude, the flight, the flight time, the heading, the inputs that were used, and the memory units use stainless steel or titanium protection, that is again correct. Now underwater locators are actually attached to flight recorders which do not emit any kind of pulses. So emitting red pulses is an incorrect answer here, because they do not emit the red pulses. They actually emit acoustics or ultrasonic waves which could be detected. So 1 is incorrect, 2 and 3 are the correct options. The next is regarding green hydrogen. We had already covered a series of green hydrogen, blue hydrogen, grey hydrogen, and the developments regarding this. So green hydrogen is produced by electrolysis using renewable electricity, that's correct, and India's mission targets 50 million metric tons of greenhouse gas abatement by 2030. That's again one of the important targets. Now the hydrogen which is produced from the natural gas reforming with the carbon capture and storage is not the green carbon, but it is the blue hydrogen, right? So it's not the green hydrogen, but it's the blue hydrogen. So you have 2 and 3 as the correct answer here. The next is private space role in the private company's role in the space sector. Now in the space is one that facilitates the private participation, that's correct, and Agnikul launched its first 3D printed rocket engine, that is again correct. Skyroot is known for its private launch vehicles, and that belongs to the Vikram series, not development of the GSLV series. So 1 and 2 are the correct series. Now Agnikul's launch was the Cosmos, which is again important to remember because it was the launch of the 3D printed rocket which had been known. So 1 and 2 are the correct options. The next is drone swarms. Now these were again in news recently in the light of the Ukraine war. So you had drone swarms, which are group of unmanned systems that work together cooperatively, and they distribute sensing or signals within themselves so that they can coordinate their algorithm together. Now this is used to communicate with each other in the swarm, so that they actually all have the same set of knowledge that any one drone has, and GPF spoofing can be used to counter the swarm attack. So that is again important. Now counter drone technique is what it is called as. Now this counter drone technique, actually when the GPF is spoofing attempts to mislead the navigation systems by transmitting a false location signal. This actually can be taken into consideration because other countermeasures could be jamming, it could be kinetic interception that could be used. So this statement is correct. This statement, as we said, was already correct. Now this statement is not correct because it is not necessary that there is an extensive communication only on terahertz band. It depends on the structure, the frequency which is used, the mesh networking which is used, what network or what frequencies it would be. So 1 is incorrect, 2 and 3 are the correct options. So we have B as the option here. The next is another important question, the Genome India project. Now Genome India project is a project which was done for India's population genomics initiative to map the genetic variations within the India's population group. So its idea is to build a complete catalog of India's genetic diversity. It has been funded by Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, and it was earlier an international effort, which was the Human Genome Project, and this has nothing to do with Genome India project. So Human Genome Project is a part of the international initiative and not India's initiative. Genome India project is a part of India's initiative, so that's the difference. So 1 is incorrect, 2 and 3 are again correct option here. The next is National Quantum Mission. So again was a highly expected question. We have covered a comprehensive lecture on this before. Now it actually is a mission that helps to build the capabilities of the quantum technologies and application. So it develops intermediary quantum computers with 52,000 physical qubits which are there, and there are 4 thematic hubs in academic and R&D institutions which are set up. So both of these statements are correct. So again a very basic question. It talks about the academic and the national research related to the quantum mission in India. The next is Deep Ocean Mission. Again a very expected question. This was a mission which was launched by Ministry of Earth Science, not Ministry of Port and Shipping. So this statement is incorrect. Matsya 6000 is designed to carry 3 people at a time, and it is a part of the deep ocean manned project, which would be part of the Deep Ocean Mission, and it would develop indigenous deep sea human related technology. Now Samudrayaan is a project again under this mission, which is very important, and it is again related to indigenous deep sea capabilities. So this is again correct. The next is accountability in administration. Which principle strongly demonstrates this? So Mr. X halted a compromised vaccine distribution contract and reported the issue to the vigilant authorities despite the pressure. Now this is a simple idea of accountability, because the case actually describes an officer supervising a official vaccination program during a pandemic. Then he finds that there is a private service who is actually providing a compromise on the quality for the profit, and this was a long case study which was given, but we have just tried to summarize it on the slide. So you can refer the handouts for the complete question. Now this is what it reports, and therefore exercising the idea of responsibility and accountability is foremost here. The next is the question where there was a dispute regarding environmental needs and the urban public health for the tribal communities. So it talked about acknowledging the tribal cultures. It focused on creating a multi-stake dialogue platform and conducting an independent ESAI. However, it has nothing to do with the immediate moving ahead immediately with the urban healthcare objectives for the tribal settlement. So this is incorrect, but the conflict resolution is the key idea, and it focuses on the remaining 3 pillars that we have focused on. Now this is important because it talks about the complete set of tribal population, and as we said, the detailed question for this would again be in the explanation, so refer that. Now Mr. X has continuously been receiving confidential information about the shortlisted contractors, poor workmanship and corruption allegations. Since the corruption allegations of Mr. X which are known to Mr. X are not legally proven, what is the balance between the transparency and the accountability or the confidence that should be done? Now this is important because this was not a direct part of your syllabus for GS paper 1 prelims. However, it was part of ethics, and we have seen the GS paper 4 ethics has now got entry into the prelims paper as well, so numerous questions from there as well. Now this is important because we are trying to understand the balance between the transparency, the confidentiality and the due process with public interest that has to be seen. So it talks about making limited discourse over the to oversight the committee for the confidential review. Okay, so 3 is the correct answer. However, it does not appropriate a standalone for shortlisting the allegations. So removing the contractor from the shortlisted basis on the allegations is not correct, and immediate disclose of information to the committee and the public is again not correct. So only 3 makes a very correct basic action, because if it is an immediate disclosure, it would be an unfair, illegally risky commitment that could be done. Now X and Y statement says, X says the law includes ordinance, rules, orders and regulations. Y says law also include custom, usage having force of the law, right? So what is the conclusion? Now the conclusion is both the views are correct, because X which talks about the ordinance, orders, rules and regulations, and Y is an addition to X which talks about the custom and the usage, the force of law, which are to be taken into account. So X has not convinced the views of Y, and Y would be, we could say, textually correct in certain cases. So the Article 13's law dimensions, we could say, are very, very wide enough to cover the legislative as well as the executive criterias, and therefore A becomes the right option. Now the next question was on constitutional commencement. Which of the following statements are correct regarding this? So there is none of these statements which are correct regarding it, because Article 393 talks about the constitution may be called as a constitution of India. So this statement is incorrect. Now Article 395 talks about the repeals, which 395 actually repeals the India's Independent Act 1947 and the Government of India Act 1935. So again this is incorrect. There is an article which repeals it, and the article 394 actually talks about the commencement on 26 January 1950 as a Republic Day. So again this is incorrect. So all the statements, no statement is correct would be the correct answer here. The next is persons with disability. Now this act was enacted in 2016, not 2018. So the first statement is incorrect. Now Sugamya Bharat talks about building an environment, transport and ICT, which is well set for all of these. So that's again very, very correct. However, the National Divyang Finance and Development Corporation was under the Disability Empowerment Framework of Ministry, is associated with the Disability Empowerment Framework, and was actually not set up by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. It was by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. So this is again incorrect. So we have only 2 as the correct answer here. The next question is regarding the ST/SC constitutional provisions. The tribal areas are dealt under the 6th schedule, not the 5th schedule. So first statement is incorrect. Now the second says some tribals get income tax exemption on certain incomes, that is correct, and panchayati seats are reserved for SC/ST women, that is again correct, because there is reservation for SC/ST women within ST/SC again for women. So this is where we have 1/3 of the reservation for total seats, and then we have a separate reservation for ST/SC, and within ST/SC we do have reservation for women. So 2 and 3 are the correct statements. Now it says 2 statements are incorrect, including statement 2. So yes, 2 is correct and 2 are correct. So 1 is incorrect, as simple as that. The language becomes a tricky one here. The next is regarding the questions in Parliament. This is one of the famous questions, favorite questions of UPSC. Every time we see one question directly or indirectly related to it. So unstart questions are which are taken for written answers. So this is incorrect. Start questions are one which are taken for the desire of the members for oral answers. So again this is incorrect. So the choices have been crisscrossed, and supplementaries cannot be asked on an unstarred questions, because this is correct, because unstarred questions receive written answers and they cannot be taken up for oral answers. So therefore 3 is the only correct answer that we have, for the only correct statement that we have. So among this there is only one correct statement which is there. The next is the SC/ST Welfare Committee. Now regarding the SC/ST Welfare Committee, there is no option which is correctly given here, because we say that the chairperson is appointed by the Speaker of Lok Sabha, not Rajya Sabha. So Speaker of Lok Sabha. There are 20 members from Lok Sabha, 10 from Rajya Sabha. So again this is incorrect. No member is eligible to be part of it. So again, this is incorrect, and the fourth statement is again incorrect because the members are elected for a period of 1 year, not 2 years. So none of these statements are correct. The question says there is some issue with the question. It should be either which of the following is not correct. So we can say all of those are not correct or all four are incorrect. So either of this should be the change here, because the question clearly says there should be 20 from Lok Sabha. The phrases especially say there should be 20 from Lok Sabha and 10 from Rajya Sabha, not vice versa. So we cannot say any one of the statement is correct. Now, Mission Sudarshan Chakra. Which of these statements are correct? It enhances the air defense, ballistic missile systems, and defense and operational air capabilities. That's correct. It would enable rapid, precise, powerful defense response. Again correct. And aims to provide security on public places by 2035. That's again correct. And this was announced by the PM during the Independence Day speech. So again, we have seen that the questions which were asked were mainly from July to September 2025 current affairs this time, which had been very, very important. Very recent current affairs was not asked. So this trend usually changes every time, but this was for this time. Thanks for joining. And as I already said, we have not included the comprehensive length of all the questions being very big. They would reduce the font size here. Now we would be covering the next two sets. Stay tuned for more updates. Thanks for joining.